Hello, hello. So this is my second attempt here at this because I don't know what happened. My camera didn't flip in the right direction, and that's the last thing you want is to be sideways. And that's been the biggest issue. Yay, it's going the right direction. It's been the biggest issue for me to get figured out with my Android phone. But anyway, so welcome. So my name is Debbie Danford. I'm from craftyourcreations.blogspot.com, or you can of course find me out here. If you're watching this on Facebook, it's Craft Your Creations with Debbie. YouTube is the same, Craft Your Creations with Debbie. Today we're going to make 3 cards, the stack cut shuffle technique, and we're going to use some paper from this beautiful new Celebration catalog. Now, if you don't have either one of these 2 new catalogs, we have the mini, I call it the spring mini, but it's the January to April catalog. But if you don't have either one of these catalogs and don't have a demonstrator, please contact me and I'd be more than happy to send you one. So today what we're going to do is we're using the free with the purchase of the softly stippled designer series paper. Now, if you're not familiar with Celebration, in this catalog are, and this is good till the end of February, are several items that you can get free with 50, or we have a couple in the back that are free with 100 and with a $100 purchase. Now that's before shipping and tax, so keep that in mind. And we have some awesome stuff in here, and a lot of it coordinates with some stuff in here. For instance, this paper here actually coordinates with the stippled rose bundle that's in this mini catalog, and this is a beautiful set. I haven't had a chance to play with it much. I've used this word set right here already, and I've used the congratulations one too, but that's going to be my next play with. I've been busy playing with so many other things. The other thing I'm going to show you today is the we have a new brayering and layering set. And I apologize, I'm at the way tail end of a cold. I'm going to get a drink of tea really quick. And I've been wanting to do this video, but I was afraid I couldn't get through it without coughing, but hopefully I can today. I'm going to show you how to do the brayering to die cut these words so that they you can use them on your cards. You could do any color, of course, but we're going to coordinate with what we're doing today. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. Real quick, I am going to show you the softly stippled DSP. I was pretty sure that's what it was called. These are some scraps. So as you see, I've already been cutting from this paper, and these are the 3 color patterns that I chose to use. Like here's the back sides. Like this, you could easily blending brushes. You could change the color of that if you wanted. Let's see which ones do I have here. This one is just beautiful on its own. It could make such a pretty card just by itself. Put a sentiment on it. There's the back side. Oh, and I apologize for that. Figures that I forgot to turn my notifications off. And anyway, here's a couple more colors. I am so sorry about that, and I meant to do that. This is Pool Party. Beautiful, beautiful paper. Just so stunning. Let's see what else we have. A couple more colors here. Pool Party with their little flowers. And there's another one that's really, really pretty. And back sides. This is the Wild Wheat color, which looks so pretty here, but it has not always been my favorite when I stamp with it. But when I see it, it's like, oh my gosh. So I think it depends on how you use it. All right, so without further ado, let's move these out of the way. And I'm going to show you, and this technique or layout has been around for a long time, so it's not anything new. I didn't, come up with it on my own. And you can cut DSPs in so many different ways. But here's the 3 cards that I made. And of course we have coordinating envelopes with them, because why not? Right? And here's our words that we cut with. Okay, so what we're going to do first, now you're going to pick your 3 coordinating colors of DSP. And there was so many different ones I could have chosen, but I decided to do these, and these are the same ones I did the first time, and I did it that way because I already cut my 3.5-inch section off, so I just decided to make the same ones. Now, the pattern on how you cut these, there's no right or wrong. Here was what I just kind of cut out of a scrap piece, and I thought, yeah, that works. And I've kind of just gone with it every time. What you want to do is pick your 3 patterns of DSP, and you want to get your paper trimmer, and you want to keep these together when you're cutting because you want them exactly the same. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this on my trimmer and decide where I want to cut. Remember, here was the pattern I did, but like I said, excuse me, you can do it any way you want. You know, there is no right or wrong. And I kind of went like this, I'm going to say. So that I had a little bit there, a little bit up here, hanging over, a little bit down here for when I do that piece. And we're just going to cut. I'm going to make sure my blade's in the center so that I can go up and back. And I'm making sure all my pieces are together. Now remember, we're cutting through 3 pieces, so it does take a little bit more of a pressure. Okay, now then here, all I did is kind of turned it maybe about like this. And cut that one. And here's our 3 little sections. And I'll move these out of the way. We don't need those because now we can lay these out and they're going to go just like that. Okay? So there's that portion. Then what we're going to do is, what I do is take these 3 and I lay them out like this. And then I take the next section. So then let's put this one here. This one here, and this one will go here, and then we do the same thing with the last piece. This will go here, and this one will go here, and this one will go here. So there's our 3 cards, card fronts that we're going to make. Okay. Now I have already pre-cut. So we have a piece of Calypso coral that's layered 3 3/4 by 5, I think it is. Yes, 3 3/4 by 5. And this is going to be our first layer that we're going to put these on. And we're going to do that first so that we don't kind of mess these up. Now, the easiest way I found to get these on, so you line them up, is I use my beautiful glass mat, as you see here. Now you can get this free if you for joining. So right now we have an awesome joining bonus going on with Celebration. And actually there's 2 options. It's $99 plus tax. Shipping is always free when you join. And you can either get the $125 in product and this free glass mat, or you can get the normal $125 plus $30 extra in product. So right now it's a great joining offer going on during Celebration. And I will have all the links for that put in the video description below when we're done with this, and I will add all that. Now I have found if you line everything up right here, and I used 2 pieces of washi tape. Maybe I'm going to use 2 pieces of washi tape. Trying to use 2 pieces of washi tape. And this washi tape here is really old. Right now I'm just going to pull off one. Now what I do is like put it on your jeans, your skin, or whatever, so that, because remember, washi tape can be a little sticky. And you don't want it pulling anything off. So I make sure these are lined up like I want. and I just put my washi tape right here. I like having two so that it, there we go. I think I got it now. Okay, there's our other piece. Okay, then we'll put this one right here. Okay, so we have this one already. Now what I do is I flip it over and I use mono glue. And hopefully this one has mono glue in it because I knew it was about empty. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, and I just go around. You just want to make sure you're getting it on your edges all the way around, just a fine little bead of it. Okay, there's our first one. And we're just going to pick, trying not to get like glue everywhere. Pick that up. And the nice thing is, I didn't need all of those at once. Now, if you're using a glass mat or your grid paper, it's always easy to line everything up. But when you have these all together like this, it's so much easier to get them on. Okay? And you have a little bit of wiggle room there. Okay, so there's our first one. Gently pull off your washi tape. Okay, there's that one. We're going to go ahead and do all three of these right now. Okay, so here's our second one. Whoops. Whoops. You do have to be a little careful so that it doesn't move around. Okay, there's that one. Let's flip that over. Now, I'm going to have a host code link out there, and if you would like to get the supplies to make all three of these cards, if you place a $30 order before shipping and tax, I'll send you the supplies to make everything. Of course, it's not going to include, well, I didn't even do, actually, technically, I didn't even do any stamping. It's all paper, so you're going to get, and the DSP patterns will be random. I can't guarantee they're all going to be this one that I did right here because I'm going to cut from this pack, but I will coordinate them and you'll get the DSP, you'll get all the layers, you'll get everything to make the cards. And then all you'll need to do is stamp your phrase and put it on there. Now, if you bump it to $50, remember, then you could either get the stippled rose bundle if you bumped your order, or you could get the brayering and layering words. I have one more. What did I do with it? Well, give me just one. Did it? Now I know I cut them. 1 second. It's got to be over here. My big paper trimmer. Yes, it is. Left it laying over there. Okay, let's get this last one assembled here. Okay. There's that. Excuse me. All right, so I don't know where you guys are all at. I know right now everybody's kind of in a deep freeze, but I'm in Washington State, and we have been at our high has, well, today it is going to get above freezing, but we have been like at 15 degrees, 12 degrees. It got down to 8 degrees the one night. So we have been in a deep freeze, which we're not used to around here. So I am more than ready for it to warm up, which is finally going to start warming up Like I said, I think today it's going to get to like 33 degrees. And then tomorrow we're going to be back to above freezing. Thank God. I don't like the really cold weather. So I am not a fan. Okay. Okay, there's the 3. Stack, cut, shuffle, and create is what I like to call it. Now, just to show you what the samples look like, because I didn't bring those in at the beginning, here's one, and this one I added, excuse me, the Pebbled Path ribbon, and of course coordinating envelopes. These I did with just strips along there. So you kind of have options as to what you might like. I like them both. There wasn't, one or the other that I said, "Ooh, I like this better than this," because I kind of like the different variation of what you can do with that. But that was just to show you. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, and I already pre-die cut my shapes, and I always die cut out of a layer. And this one's crooked, but you're never going to see it. Nobody is going to know what is behind there. Before I layer these on, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. I want to do some of these first. I'm going to do a couple of these and probably ribbon. Now, I know some people like to use the 1/2 inch strips. I cut my 1/2 inch strips in half to make them 1/4. I like them thinner, but everybody has got their favorite width, or they vary it, or they do them different. All you do is take, all these little leftover scraps we always end up with that quite often we throw away. I took that 1/2 inch strip and just cut it. And then I use my paper snips. Now I could cut it at the edge if you liked that better, but I liked it coming right off there, right off the DSP versus coming off the cardstock underneath. You just have to be a little careful on how you snip that. Okay, so there's that section. Now I take and line this one up like this, and before I glue it down, I snip this one just to make sure I'm getting it where I want it. So that's going to line up just like that. Okay, so let's take this one, add our glue, and we're going to add this one right here. Okay, and then what we'll do is snip this off right here. Okay, so there's that one. Now let's do one with the ribbon. Now what I do, excuse me, I'm going to add some adhesive here, and I'm going to add, well, I'm just going to go ahead and add adhesive all the way around it. Okay, so let's see. I like it going this direction. So what I'm going to do is I fold this over, and it's a little tricky because your ribbon's going to be, you got to do some trimming with your ribbon. So then I fold it over there, and then I fold it, like I say, you got to get a little wonky there on how you're, and then I cut it like that, okay? And I always go back and add just a little bit more adhesive over top of my ribbon. Now, since we have adhesive on the back of this, I am going to go ahead and just lay this one right down on top of this layer, because I've already got tape going around here and I don't want it to stick to my glass mat. So that one will go right there. Okay, that one's layered. We could actually layer that one up too. Let's see. Should we do ribbon or... I think we'll do ribbon on this one too. Okay. I'm actually going to, excuse me, show this technique at my, or layout template. What do we want to call it? My make and take team meeting is on Wednesday, and if any of them are watching right now, they're going to see it again, but that's okay. They won't mind. So remember, then we just kind of fold that over a little bit. Okay. And let's go ahead and put this one down like this. Now, if you like it going this direction, you know, of course you can do it any direction you want. I just kind of like it this way myself. Now, the measurements I gave you for the DSP, the 3.5 by 4 3/4, you could change that. If you didn't want to do as many layers, you know, you could do 3 3/4 by 5 like this layer is, and then just put it on here. You could do it 4 by 5 1/4. There is no exact way that you have to do it. I just chose that particular dimension or cutting dimension because I wanted to add a couple extra layers to the cards. I am one of those that I have a hard time doing single layer cards myself. I'm sure it's just me, but now I can do one layer sometimes, but quite often I've got more going on. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and put these on our card fronts, and then I'm going to bring in the emboss, my stamp cut and emboss machine, and we're going to do some brayering with the ink, and we're going to die cut our words, and I'm going to show you that. So let's see here. Let's do one at a time. So we just put that on there. There's one. And I'm just using our excuse me, Stamp and Seal. I actually, oh, here it is. I actually like the Stamp and Seal Plus better. I grabbed the other one. They both work really well. If you're a monoglue fan, of course you can use monoglue. And sometimes I use that too. I kind of go back and forth. It depends on what I'm doing as to what adhesive I use. So I always use a combination of both. Okay, and here's our last one. Whoops, Debbie, let's keep it on the paper. Now this is the Seal Plus here, which is what I tend to use more often than not. I like how it works a little bit better. Okay, and here's our last one. Let's layer this one on here. And I'm going to show you a couple other samples too that I made with some other paper of this same exact layout. That's why I say you could, it's one of those layouts that works so well with any DSP. Okay, so here's what we're going to do to cut our words. So here's our, this is the Thoughtful Moments, it's a hybrid, so it's really thick. It's a nice thick embossing folder. But the nice thing is it coordinates with this beautiful set of Thoughtful Moments dies. Now, this is, of course, the big one. This is what's going to cut out all those words. But then we also get several, let's see, there's 10 total dies now. You get lots of little hearts and flowers and stars, rainbows, a little tab. So you get lots of little extra goodies in here, which for me are hard because I tend to lose some of these little ones all the time. Usually I put these on a magnetic sheet, and I haven't done it yet because they're so new, and I have been so busy doing so many other things. I just haven't transferred things to my magnetic sheets. But all we're going to use is this, the embossing folder, and this is our 6x6 piece of paper I've already cut. Now, what we're going to do first is I'm going to slide a few things out of the way. And just to show you a sample, like this is how it's going to cut. So these are some of the words that I cut the last time I did it. I'll tell you, when I did it, it was like, oh my gosh, this was so easy. And, you know, you get all those, and you wouldn't have to cut them all at once if you don't want to. You know, you could just put up a scrap piece of paper just like you would if you were stamping and die cutting something. Okay, now I'm using the Pebbled Path. I could have used the Calypso Coral, but I really liked the contrast using the Pebbled Path. Now, this indicates top, basically. So we're going to flip this open and we're going to put our ink right here on this side. Hopefully I'm remembering this correctly. And now we're just going to ink up our brayer. And I probably should have re-inked my ink pad because I've done this a couple times now with this color. And then all you start doing is rolling it on here. Now you don't need to worry about if it gets in other places because it's not going to die cut it anyway. So it's not a problem. Okay. So I think I have this pretty darn good here. I think I'm going to go back over this, the just because down here in the corner, but I think I've got it all. Okay. Now I'm going to move my brayer, hopefully so that I don't get ink all over the place. Okay, let's close this up so we don't drop anything in that. Now, what we're going to do is you take your die cut piece and you lay it right on top. And you can tell when it kind of locks in place. See, I can't move it now. It locked right down in there. What I do is I put the paper on the other side and then I close it. Okay? And now I've got it all nested together here. And I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Cut machine. And you want your base plate and plate number 4. And it is going to be a tight fit. Now you want to put it through so that this goes through first. And like I said, it is a tight fit. So you have to use your muscles. And you'll hear a little bit of cracking and popping. That's normal. Oh, I know what I did wrong. It's okay, it's going to work. It's just curling my thing a little bit. You need to put, it's not wrong. This, so that it lays flat. And you saw it curled it a little bit. It'll flatten back out. Because I'll just put it in there and then it'll, we'll roll it back through. Okay, but when we open it up, it moved a little bit. That's because it was, okay, you know what we're going to do? Well, it moved a little bit and that's because that was my fault. Yep. Okay, hang on, we're going to fix this. You know, magic of videos. So let me cut a piece really quick. Okay. That was my mistake. And hopefully I can get this to, I know I can get it to lay flat again, so I'm just going to do a little bending here. All right. We're going to go for it. And I may have to actually just run this through really quick. Just to flatten it. that was my mistake. Wasn't paying attention to what I had going on there. So let's just flatten this out just a little bit. Yeah, okay. Now, I did that once before too. Wasn't the first time I did it that way. Okay. Now let's ink this up. Oops. That's the nice thing about the glass mat, is I can wipe up that little bit of ink right there, and it'll be cleaned up. And okay, so there's that. See, just wipe that sucker right up. Okay. Now, this is gonna, oh, that's because I laid it down. We're gonna do this like this. Gonna hope this is gonna work. Okay, let's pop this in place. Okay, it's in place. There we go. It's really not this difficult. I made it more difficult by putting it in wrong. We're going to do it correctly this time. Okay, base plate, embossing folder, plate number 4. Okay. See, even as a demo, we all make mistakes. Okay. Excuse me. Cranking it through, and yes, it still is a tight fit, so you got to do some cranking here. Okay. Put that back down. There we go. And here's all our beautiful dies that it has cut. And look at all those words you end up with. Just that simple. And this is garbage. And then all we can do is run this through water, wipe it off with a paper towel. Same with this. Normally, if I wouldn't have done it wrong, it wouldn't, you wouldn't have ink all over this. I never had ink over it the first time I used it. But they're easy enough to clean off. You just wipe it off. You can wipe it off with a wet rag. I'll stick that over here. This I will just clean with my, hopefully this is still wet. Oh yay. Because what I'm going to do to get this back in shape is stick it in my embossing folder and let it sit there for a little bit. Because I want it back in shape. Makes it easier to use. But I'm going to show them this little technique on Wednesday at my team meeting. So, all right. There's that. Just let me tuck this in there really quick. There. It's just stuck in the machine. Okay. Whew. See, we all make mistakes. All right. Now, so here's our little words, all our words we cut out. And you got lots of awesome words here. You've got, oh, happy day, thinking of you, celebrate, get well, you make me happy, hello with sympathy, love you, thank you, and just because. A lot of my favorites. Okay, so what I did then is I used, now you can use what, of course, any words. And if you don't have this set and don't want to, do it this way, you can always just stamp your words on a piece of scrap white and then layer it on top. So I think I'm going to do, I was trying to see if I wanted to use something different this time. Let's do thank you on this one. Okay. What did I use last time? So here was what I used last time. Celebrate. Oh, happy day. Oh, and I did the big hello. Oh, I die cut the bigger one. This time I die cut the smaller one. See? You just never know. I wasn't paying attention. So let's do thank you. And I used mono glue to just attach the words, and then I use dimensionals to attach the actual shape. So there's that. Grab our dimensionals and our wonderful take your pick tool. Let's see. I always like to pay attention to where I have ribbon, because sometimes if you put a dimensional in the middle of where you have ribbon, it just doesn't. So let's put one like here and here. Okay. And I'm one to always use lots of dimensionals. I hate for things to sag, as I say. Okay. Here's our thank you. We're going to put it right there. And with this one, then we're going to go here and we're going to add a piece of ribbon. Okay. Hello, Tracy. Thanks for catching me. Although I had a couple mistakes today, but that's okay. All right. So there we go. So there's the front of that one. And let's see, this one, how about if we put the celebrate? Yeah, let's put the celebrate on this one. Well, yeah. This one's kind of tiny, so we'll probably end up doing the Oh Happy Day on that one too. But let's put the celebrate on this one. Okay. A little bit of mono glue. And then let's go ahead and glue this one down too for the third card. All right, and let's add some more dimensionals. And then I'll show you the samples again. And I decorated the envelopes also, which you can do. And you could save a little scrap and decorate the inside of the card also with a little piece of the DSP. And I'll show you on the samples here how I did that. So let's put this one up here. And this one we did the ribbon also. So let's go ahead and tie another piece of that ribbon on here to finish this off. And then we'll bring in a little bit of bling too. No card is complete unless you have bling on it. And let's see, some dimensionals here. Now this one we don't have any ribbon on. We just did the little strips on there. Which, like I said, I like both, so either work. I think I'm leaning towards liking the ribbon a little bit better, but you know, if you didn't have coordinating ribbon, you always have coordinating paper. Okay, and here's this one. We'll put right there. All right, now let me grab my bling, and I used, this is also in the Celebration catalog. See, almost everything I'm using, it's right here, free with 50 also. And I used the Calypso Coral and just put a few of these on here. Let's see. I mean, heck, they're free with purchase. You can put as many as you want on here, right? Oh, come on. I need a new little dot on top. There we go. Okay, there's those two. Let's bring this one back in. Let's put a couple here. When I put bling on, I always like to put it on in odd numbers. It's just me. It's just, you know, I mean, everybody does it different, but okay. So there we have that. So there's the front of our cards. Now, just to show you, and let me see what I did on these. It'll be a surprise. Oh, I stamped. See, I couldn't remember what I did. So this is the stippled rose set that coordinates with it. So you could stamp on the inside, or you could take, you know, your scrap pieces of DSP and add that to the inside. So here would be our inside. Oh, there was my other piece. See, I knew it was there. You could take these and you could either add a piece of, let me see if we have some little strips left. Oh, yes. How about, see, here's where I cut out for the envelope. But let's go ahead and cut. And again, I'm one, ouch, just stabbed myself with the cutting blade. I like to do like 1/4 inch strips or maybe like 7/8. So let's just do a few of these. I'm not even really measuring. I'm just kind of cutting. I gotta be careful now. I cut my finger on that. Man, I am just doing everything I possibly can to have some mistakes today. So let's see if I can put this card together. Finish without getting blood all over it. I had just put a new blade in too yesterday. Okay. I think I got it. Now I'm going to put these, excuse me, right here. Guess I have to have Band-Aids in here. Never thought my craft room was that bad that I need a Band-Aids in it, but clearly I do. Okay, there's that one. I'm about ready to put a piece of washi tape on it. When when you need something, you improvise, right? My husband is an electrical contractor, and he does it all the time. He'll cut himself, and he won't have a Band-Aid right there, so he uses electrical tape quite often to tape up an owie. Okay, let's go ahead and add this to the inside. Maybe. Oh, of course that one's empty now. It's always good to have an extra. Okay. Okay. If I get this card done without getting blood all over, I'll be shocked. So I want it like this, and this is going to go on the inside. Okay, there's one. Woohoo! I did it. No blood on it. See? One little tiny paper cut. Well, excuse me, not paper cut. One little tiny blade cut. There we go. Okay, Now let's put another one on. Like I said, I'm about ready to put some washi tape on it. Okay, here's this one. Can't cut with it though. And then we'll attach this to the inside. Just like this. Why is it the littlest tiny cuts bleed the most? Okay, card number 2. Let me get my... Okay, there's that one. And let's see if I can manage to get the last one on here without blood on it. Okay. There's this one. Our last one. And then I'm going to show you 3 others I made for just a sample. I was just playing with it, actually. I was kind of in the mood of making these, and I'm using another set for my catalog kickoff party on this coming Saturday. So let me see if I can get this stopped. Okay. Yay. Okay. So here's the 3 we did today. Yes, I'm going to put this on my finger really quick. Now I know I need to add Band-Aids to... Boy, my washi tape is really sticky. Okay, maybe I can get this off. See, I'm going to use a piece of washi tape to actually tape up my finger. Now we know we can use this stuff for anything. Now when I'm done, I will go wash it and put a Band-Aid on it. Okay, but that'll stop it for now. So here's the 3 we did today. We put the DSP on the inside. And here were the 3 I had already previously made. And I stamped the stippled rose on the inside. And then I also have decorated the envelopes. But wouldn't this just be a beautiful set to like use as a giveaway, as a friend, neighbor, coworker? Be awesome. Okay, so there's the ones we did today. Now I want to share with you, this is from the Nature's Sweetness set in the new mini catalog. And I'm using this whole suite at my catalog kickoff party on Saturday, but here's how I did the envelopes here, and then here's how these turned out. Now I stamped with these, and I did the ribbon coming across on these too. All 3 of these I did the ribbon, but aren't these just beautiful? It's just an easy peasy layout, stamp, cut, shuffle, and then I added the create. So there you go. So if you want to get the supplies to make these, just place a $30 order, and I'll have the host code link below. In after I'm done with the video, I'll go put all that in there, and I will send you all the supplies to make 3 cards with the DSP and all the layers. All you'll need to do is stamp your phrase, and you'll have 3 cute cards. $30 minimum order. If you bump to the 50, you'll get a free package of bling. It may not be this bling, but you will get a bling that you can use to work with these. It might be clear and you could color it or something. But if you bump your order to 50 before shipping and tax, then I will include a package of bling for you. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I'll be back again hopefully next week. Talk to y'all later. Bye.